Week 2 of Niners OTAs are really starting, and a lot of eyes have been on the quarterback competition between Trey Lance and Sam Darnold. So let's talk about that really briefly. Sam Darnold and Trey Lance really had similar numbers when you factor in drops. Both quarterbacks had wide receivers dropping passes, but both quarterbacks really weren't taking too many deep passes, except Trey Lance did probably have the best throw of the day, connecting deep with Brandon Aiyuk. And Brandon Aiyuk is really going to be a key factor regardless of who the quarterback is. And Brandon Aiyuk continues to differentiate himself in a packed 49ers wide receiver room. Last year, Aiyuk broke the 1,000-yard receiving mark, but more's in the way, or that's what Aiyuk thinks. He also spoke to the media during OTAs and said there's much more coming when speaking about his 1,000-yard receiving. I mean, that's great news for the Niners, who look for more production from Aiyuk, whether the quarterback be Brock Purdy or Trey Lance. Aiyuk is actually kind of different than all the other wide receivers on the Niners roster, because for me, Aiyuk represents a total number one wide receiver, where Deebo Samuel is more like a flex position where he can play wide receiver, running back, and really all over the field, whereas Aiyuk is a true position player as a wide receiver, and on any other offense, he would probably have much more receiving yards than just 1,000 yards. Aiyuk even hinted at this during a tweet, which he said he was the fourth option and still got 1,000 yards in a run-heavy offense, which is actually true. But this year, will Aiyuk be more like a second or third option? For me, this is extremely likely, especially if you're looking closely at his OTAs. Aiyuk continues to look like the best player on the field, really torching guys at time, making a team high 4 catches and that long 40-yarder where he really mossed Darrell Luter Jr. So what are the points of Brandon Aiyuk's game that really sets him apart? Well, definitely it has to be his hand-eye coordination, as he arguably has the best hands on the entire team. Furthermore, Aiyuk also has some nasty routes, and there's 2 reasons why I think Aiyuk's routes are so phenomenal. While he does have pretty decent speed, he has these extremely long limbs that help him get out of his routes a little bit more quickly than defenders can keep up. He also is able to utilize acceleration and deceleration to change up his speed while running his routes, which makes him play a lot quicker than you think. Aiyuk also has a unique ability to help his quarterback in situations where the play breaks down. Aiyuk is able to find a soft spot in the zone coverage and sit down and wait for his quarterback to find him. This is similar to George Kittle, who also has a phenomenal ability of finding soft spots in zone coverage. Ultimately, I envision Aiyuk having as good of a season as he had last year, and probably even better. He continues to work hard, and it's clear that Aiyuk cares a lot about football. He even got in a fight last year with Fred Warner in training camp, and that's just because of how driven they both are. They both want to be at the top of their craft, and Aiyuk is also under pressure for a contract, so he's really pushing himself to be at the top of his field. This reminds me a lot of the way Deebo Samuel looked and acted right before his breakout season. Deebo Samuel also looks in incredible shape this offseason. But those are just my thoughts on Brandon Aiyuk and his OTA performance, especially his one in front of the medias in week 2, because he went off. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about the 49ers locker room, really their wide receiver position, and OTAs as a whole. Are you guys excited for this upcoming season? I really would appreciate your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you guys liked and subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching.